After 15 years of Monster Hunter, it is time to decide which monster is the best. And these are the only two people qualified for the job. Welcome back to Ultimate Turf Wars.
Last time on two 15-year-old monsters.
We might not have
Yami. Oh god, I hope it has context. Oh lord. Yami and Odo. 55% to 45%. In favor of Yami. I don't know why it's that close. If I'm honest, I'm not sure how it came to be
the
that
ear canal
close.
is a really compelling argument.
Yeah, man, the ear canal is a really compelling. I'm compelled. Silverwrath and Lao, 67% to 33. Two Silverwrath, though.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. That's reasonable.
You're reasonable.
I am. Thank you.
That's such a lie.
Wow.
And then Chief Cadger and King Shaka, 69 to 31 in favor.
Should be 50-50, but somebody saw the opportunity and it just kept happening.
Today, though, the fights are probably going to be extremely cool.
Yeah, we can't we can tell you the first one, though. I mean, we'll show you the first one.
We can?
Yeah, that's how the show works.
3, 2, 1.
This is the longest counting I've ever heard.
I got taunted by a horse.
Go.
Go!
Well, yeah, okay. Does his tongue have teeth?
Do you not know how Vaal works? That is his actual mouth. The bottom one is just the skull.
Then why is it pink?
Look, I don't want to hear it, Sunshine! You do lips on a shark!
He has lips when he's fat!
He doesn't! No, he doesn't! He does not grow those fucking plump, luscious kiss lines.
More accurately, what happens is when he stretches out,
up.
like his mouth stretches out too, so like the little area between like the front of his tiny little lips and his teeth really expands because he stretches, so it looks like lips.
And he gets a pig nose, does he?
Well, you know, he looks like a blob.
That's so offensive to blobs.
You're a blob. Are you offended?
No.
You should be.
What the fuck? Uno, dos, tres!
What? You can't just change the language and direction you count and not say go.
Tres, dos, uno, ixo!
That's not even the same language.
Look, man.
It's the only language you do go in, isn't it, too? Because you're massive fucking weeb.
I want to find the
you
One
can't talk
Piece.
during my time!
Oh, yeah!
Well, Zamtrios, is a big shark boy, and he can go fat, and somehow you got me to waste a bunch of my time again. And he blows up and he collects air because he can suck in the air, and he's got the organs that can make him expand, and his organs are safe, but he gets this big expanded rubber skin layer because he's got the rubbery skin, which actually makes it really hard to cut through. And even if you do think you could cut him when he's in inflation mode and make him go flying like a balloon, you can't do that because he's got the control of the cold air, so all he does is just send the cold air to the fucking the fucking hole and he'll fill it up. He's impenetrable long term. Impenetrable. He's also got shark teeth because he's a shark. He's got the armor mode, which is really strong against all physical things. The only worrying thing would be effluvium.
He'll fucking block the hole. I'll just get to my minute, but fucking hell. Also, he's got shark teeth because he's a shark. I'll get to my minute, but fucking hell. 3, 2, 1. It's an Elder Dragon against a mid-tier monster. Sorry, did you need more than that? You can roll the victory music if you want. Just put some of that Final Fantasy goodness in. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the sound in Vaal Hazak's head as he stands above the corpse of Zamtrios. Because, you know, Zamtrios just passively died to the effluvium, literally eating him alive. Like, literally boring through his skin. Vaal Hazak probably doesn't even have to move. Really? Again, did I mention it's an Elder Dragon versus a mid-tier monster? And, look, you might be like, well, Vaal Hazak might not be in the Vaal in this neutral battleground, and that's fair, but he produces the effluvium, it lives on him, so that's not really a huge issue. Also, he's an Elder Dragon. Capiche? Capiche. My time's up.
You've already lost. You've got the Elder Dragon of Death.
You can't respond to someone's debate with like they finished their little section. All right, that's my time up. Over to you. I've already lost.
Yes, you can, because you literally have control over ranged microorganisms that suck life out of things.
Slowly.
The only thing that can reasonably take on Vaal Hazak is something that can survive that. And a Zamtrios would not be able to survive that.
But it's slowly, right? You might kill him while he's being eaten to death.
He could probably bite through the skin, but that's essentially putting effluvium in your mouth, so I don't really know what to say about that, honestly. That can't be good for you.
I think like an effluvium beam would probably really hurt him. Like the impact alone would probably shatter ribs, and then he's getting coated in flesh-eating bacteria. So that's not the greatest thing.
He could avoid them, because he does the sharky things where he like digs underground and stuff. So he does have that. And actually, if he came up from underneath Vaal Hazak in enrage mode with his spike, you could probably just fucking tear through him, like right up the middle.
Then again, we do see Vaal Hazak turf with a Dogoron, and we know how that ends for something with mental, aggressive, sharp fangs and teeth.
But Odogoron's also a lot smaller. Like, he can throw Odogoron around.
Yeah, but Odogoron leaps on his back. It's like, and Val's like, I mean, Fluvium, bitch.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the Vaal does take damage, so, you know, I definitely think Mr. Sharkman over there can do damage to him.
But I do also think...
I think it's a battle of attrition that is so heavily stacked against Zamtrios, it's not even funny.
I don't know what you're talking about. Zamtrios, he can turn into a ball and fly.
That's not how that works.
He grows wings. That's exactly what happened.
I think this is literally going to be a case of Zamtrios is trying and failing to kill him, while probably doing a lot of damage, but eventually he gets soul-sucked like those Gyros did. I
just feel like Zamtrios wouldn't be able to do any permanent damage to Vaal, because like, even if he attacks him, he's just getting more effluvium on himself. Like, almost everything he does.
Vaal also does have a healing factor using the effluvium.
I just feel like he has a lot of things that could potentially work, but none of them are stronger than Val's counter to it.
I mean, I guess that's fair enough. Alright, well, I mean, it's over to you guys. Good luck. Balloon Shark versus the Corpse Coat Dragon, which is a great name.
Yeah,
I love that
of
name.
Course. Can
I hang your coat, Vaal Hazak? No. Just move on to the next fight. 3.
Oh my god, count faster!
Okay, alright. 3, 2, 1, go!
There's different sides to it, you know? And what did you even do?
What is with that Uragaan?
Why does your Najarala look more like a cockatiel?
Why is Uragaan brown Thanos?
Because that's what Uragaan is!
Uragaan is not brown Thanos!
His tail's the Infinity Gauntlet.
His tail's the Infinity Gauntlet. 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks, Self. You're welcome. Najarala, the twisting snake wyvern. It's incredibly large. Like, we're talking it can grow up to 50 meters in length. And it's thick. It's a thick boy. You've seen it. You've seen it wrap around you. It is chunky. And it is strong. For comparison, the Uragaan can only grow up to a mere 30 meters in length. So do not think size is on your side. Alright, I'm going to stop talking like this because it takes a long while to say things. I only got 30 seconds left. But yeah, Najarala's huge, right? He honestly is a snake, right? A real-life snake, which Najarala is based on, because he's a snake. He's also a constrictor snake. A snake can crush and break and kill something many, many times larger than it, many, many times thicker than it. Like, a snake can wrap and constrict and murderize a crocodile. You think about that. So honestly, one wrap around Uragaan, and Uragaan is like... And then we've got one pasted.
Your time's up. I can hear that.
It is up. It is up. 3, 2, 1, go!
Uragaan might as well be called Uragaan because he's like Uragaan, but he's covered in ore, so like he's an ore dragon. Or wyvern. He's more of a wyvern. He's a brute wyvern. He's also very big, very hefty. He can do a lot of damage with his physical attacks. He rolls around the place, which is actually going to cause Najarala some issues, because Najarala, as a snake, likes to coil up. And if you coil up against something that rolls at you, he's going to, like, essentially just roll up all the different parts of Najarala, hitting them individually. And if Najarala can constrict around Uragaan even remotely, Uragaan has the fire gas exhaust, which he does, which will just absolutely light Najarala on fire. If you try constricting around something that then explodes, you're not gonna have a good time no matter what you're made of, unless it's literally explosion proof. He's got rolling fire gas. What else? He's got the blast bomb, so he can shoot fucking blast rocks at him. And again, coiled up monster, explosions, not good. You land a blast rock in the middle of the coiled Najarala, he's gonna have a lot of issues. And I'm talking major internal damage, external
Time's
damage.
up.
Uragaan.
Uragaan? You overestimate his balls, is my first point here. They're
Well,
diddly little explosions. They barely, they don't even hurt a Dodo Gamma, right?
Well, that's because
And
Dodo
look,
Gamma
obviously-
literally eats magma rocks.
Alright? Burst Hammer Wyvern over here. The gas is a fair point, alright? That is a fair point. It's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna make him let go, and it takes him a while to recharge each time he does it. So he's gonna be there getting constricted.
Honestly, I feel
You're
like
gonna
one blast, while fully constricted around, like, if Najarala is literally the entire way around him, like, one blast is going to do a lot of problems.
Well, no, as soon as you're constricted by a Najarala, by a snake in general, you just can't move. Like, there's no wriggling, there's no slapping, there's no anything. Your bones are being snapped.
He's not big enough to get the entirety of Uragaan.
Dude, he's got an extra 20 meters on him.
Yeah, but you're talking coiling. Coiling means you need to get, like, tight. Like, if you're not tight, it's a shitty coil.
They're coming at you with some coil facts!
He could get his tail, or he could get up to his tail.
But we're also ignoring Najarala's, huge Mary Poppins bag of tricks, okay? Which would have been a lot scarier to see arriving on an umbrella. Either way, it can paralyze. One bite of its fangs, and, well, Uragaan is a frozen, twitching, muscle spasming Uragaan. And
Yeah,
Uragaan's
that doesn't
top
last
is quite
very long.
tanky, but his bottom side is fleshy and just normal skin. So the snaky snake, lithe, agile movements of the Najarala, which, by the way, are going to be fantastic for dodging roll smacks. Like, Najarala can move quick,
Yeah,
as
he's also
you've
very
well
long.
seen. It doesn't matter that he's very long, because he can move so quick, and each individual part of his body, you can just flick it out the way, and it's actually going to look really cool. And Uragaan going backwards and forwards through his pipes, his Najarala snakes and slaloms and dodges.
You want to know
but
one
either
thing-
way,
Yeah, okay. No, keep going.
eventually, he's going to get him in that coil, because Uragaan does like to go in. He does like to do chin smacks. He does like to try and get physical with hip checks and such and spins. He's going to get coiled, and as soon as he is coiled, all right, one bite just to the neck. It's not going to kill him, the bite to the neck, although it might do if he gets lucky and gets the jugular. But then he's going to be paralyzed, and in the time it takes him to recover from the paralysis, he is constricted beyond any doubt.
Well, yeah, but he'll be able to get the fire off, and I really think the fire will be able to do enough lasting damage.
No,
that-
but he won't get the fire because he'll be paralyzed.
Yeah, but the paralyze doesn't last that long. Like, it doesn't last long enough for him to literally be suffocated to death.
Also, the gas comes out of the little holes in his stomach, so depending on where actually he does get wrapped round, it might be that the Najarala is just pressed so tightly against him that the gas just essentially just smacks into Najarala body and doesn't come out.
There is one thing I'd like to talk about, because as much as I'm on Uragan's side here, I have to talk about interesting interactions, and Najarala's sonic scale explosions would probably do what Crystal Burst does to Uragaan when he rolls.
I was about to say that was next up. Like, he's going to set the scales everywhere, and as he's rolling around, they're just going to start pop, 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 and just...
And
then
they
Uragaan's
probably
gonna
will
get
do the
skidded
full
off
knockover
balls.
thing, yeah, because like that's
Yeah,
it
once-
would do the same thing as a Crystal Burst. It would just blow him off and fall over.
See, Najarala can also burrow, which is a fair shout here as well,
Yeah,
because he could
that's
come
true.
up underneath the Uragaan and do the little coily thing.
Hey, Uragaan also digs to leave places sometimes.
Look, alright, if we're gonna go down that route, fucking Anjanath digs.
You damn right he does.
I think it's
he does have a
incredibly
lot of
fast,
good
incredibly
damage.
furious
Yeah.
fights,
Yeah.
and I think both of them have the capability of killing the other. And really, I think this is one of those fights where it essentially comes down to which one of the
Does something
individuals
first.
that happen to be here are most skilled.
Yeah, no, it is, because it would be the individuals of the species, not just the species deciding the victim.
Third and final round.
This one's
The
from the
viewer round.
comments.
Yes, thank you for your suggestion. It's a very interesting matchup. Just like you are very, very interesting.
Your name is beautiful. It has a lot of interesting letters.
3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh my god, you count so slowly today!
Go.
Ah! What's with the red? Why is his mouth yellow?
Why are we saying colors like this?
What did you
Also, do you think Brachydios is grey?
Well, he's like black, but like I can't draw. If I made him black, all of the lines would be pointless.
He's not black either.
Yeah, he is. He's super dark.
Deep dark purple.
You drew like a Bazelgeuse head lamp.
A Bazelgeuse head lamp.
Like I stick down the edge of a lamp and that's the light
That is a
coming
sick
out.
form of Bazelgeuse for a paint drawing.
It's okay.
All right, you're up first, Sunshine. 3, 2, 1. Do my baby boy proud, please.
All right,
Go.
well, Bazelgeuse can't damage Brachydios. He's got an obsidian shell, and he literally has explosions happen, like, on his skin. If you think Bazelgeuse scales are gonna do shit to him, you're wrong. If you think fire's gonna do anything, dude lives in volcanoes. It's not gonna do shit. He can't penetrate him. Bazelgeuse's physical attacks are just like little headbutts. That's not gonna do anything to him. It's not even like powerful headbutts, just little headbutts. His main thing is his scales, and I don't think his scales are gonna do anything to Brack. He doesn't care about explosions. He literally is a walking explosion, and he can jump high in the air and punch Bazelgeuse in the fucking pinecone face, knock off some scales himself, and maybe. See, the thing is, Brachydios does have the natural immunity, because regardless of the slime itself, because of what his shell is made of, it makes him very explosion resistant, whereas Bazelgeuse is sort of resistant to his own type explosion things, but he doesn't have a particularly hard shell or anything like that.
Time's up.
He'll explode.
He'll explode. 3, 2, 1. I'm going. Bazelgeuse, similarly to Mr. Brachydios, is immune to explosions. Like, his own explosions aren't any different from explosions. They're just fucking explosions. And the thing is, it goes beyond just having incredibly heat and fire resistant scales and body, which of course he does, or he'd just commit suicide every time he did a dive bomb. He also is one of the most shock absorbent monsters that exists, which translates to physical hits applying to him, ergo big bracky meaty punches. Because when explosions happen so near you, the main issue is not the intense heat and fire, the issue is the shockwave which will ripple through your body, destroying your internal organs. So if Bazel didn't have amazing shop absorption, he will absorb your corner store, he would also just kill himself. That's why his body is shaped like this. That's why he's such a chunky round pine cone. And that's why his scales are these circular interlocked, because they displace energy and let him absorb impact of both explosions and just normal impact.
That's a long sentence you're finishing with your time up.
Yeah, my time's up. Shut up. Alright? Point numero uno here is that genuinely neither of them can damage the other one with explosions. And also, as much as it hurts me to admit this, technically speaking, Brachydios' underside is also normal white skin.
Oh, so, that's cool. That's a thing that you've very much never once let be a thing.
Well, I didn't realize. I actually got told this after the previous battle, and I was like, I refuse to believe it, but I also can't deny it.
So this is why you gave me Bracky this time, is because you knew. Even with the shock absorption, getting punched in the face is going to do a number to you if it happens enough times. And Bazel doesn't have any particularly strong physical attacks. Like, he's mostly explosions.
The thing is, his strong physical attacks come from how fucking big and chunky he is. Like, he is significantly bulkier than a Brachydios. Like, he's going to be stronger than him. I mean, maybe the bombing run final hit.
No, bombing run won't do shit.
He might
still
feel
a
the flying
attack.
Impact of the Bazel, because that's a big thing slamming into
you. What we've decided through this is they won't take damage from the explosions, and the only things that will hurt them are sharp things, because blunt things will just do nothing slowly over time. Bazel has talons. Bazel will use the talons on the underside that you've said is exposed. Brachydios doesn't have sharp things. He's got the tail at most, and he's not going to stab with the tail.
I really thought you were gonna hit me with like a killer point there, but as I understand that, you just hit me with a point for me.
Yes, because that's the way it works. We've essentially established blunt hits are going to take like a week. Bazelgeuse has talons. Brachydios does not use any of the sharp parts of his body offensively.
It's like one of the most furious, ridiculous spectacles you've ever seen, where not much is actually happening when you look down into the details. I kind of like this matchup. I kind of like it a lot, if I'm completely honest.
I do too. I just think there isn't an easy answer. Like, I don't think we can come to any sort of agreement. I'm gonna...
Brachydios. Brachydios.
Alright, guys, who do you think's gonna win between Bazel and Brachydios?
Alright, guys, who is your people's champion, Brachy or Bazel? Who is your other champion, Uragaan or Najarala? There's not really much connecting them. Who is your
open mouth champion?
Open mouth champion. Fucking Zamtrios or the Death Dragon?
Vaal Hazak, that's his name.
Yes, that's his name. Thanks for watching. Seem like you've enjoyed this. Subscribe for more. Oh, goodbye.
Bye.
In a world
No.
where last time
That's literally how the video starts. Don't do
the
that.
balls,
Yeah, it is how the video starts, because I just did it.
No,
Thank you. I just...
2 men, 15 years, monsters,
Yep.
That was describing the two men. They're 15 years old and monsters.
and we will make them fight.
Bazelgeuse